Famous Hollywood actor Michael Douglas is absolutely fuming today, along with his wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones, after their son, their leftist woke son, got absolutely obliterated by a Republican straight on CNN. And we have the video of the entire exchange, and it is absolutely hilarious. And now today, Michael Douglas is losing it over the fact that his son got completely embarrassed on live TV. Leftist Sirius XM radio host Dylan Douglas never had a chance against Scott Jennings. People are saying some absolutely brutal things about him. Dylan's never been spoken to like that in his entire life. He's always been the golden boy, adored, protected. CNN gave him a taste of the real world, and his parents hated every second of it, a source said, according to Rob Studer. So let's go ahead and check out the exchange, and then we'll get into everything else with all the meltdowns after that.
You cannot put on the American people that Democrats were the one that were hurting people, making this plight.
Who was casting the votes against?
They're talking about the government shutdown that just took place, by the way.
You cannot put on the American people that Democrats were the one that were hurting people, making this plight.
Who was casting the votes against opening the government? Democrats or Republicans?
Who was
casting the votes?
Scott, who was wanting to cut SNAP benefits?
Nobody.
And who was playing up
SNAP
SNAP benefits after 2 courts ruled that it was unallowed?
Republicans voted to fund SNAP 15 times. Democrats voted to defund it 15 times. We had to get 8 to join us.
You talk about the Affordable Health Care Act, okay?
It's terrible.
Landmark legislation is not perfect. We understand that Democrats, Republicans, independents, 70% of Americans, not Democrats, not just independents, 70% of Americans believe that they should increase those subsidies past the dead mark of December, the COVID era subsidy benefits. So it's a huge, huge thing that Democrats, Republicans, 70% agree with. And look, when it comes to the government shutdown, I was of the persuasion that to go for it, I didn't really get it. Democrats wanted a fight. They got a fight. Chuck Schumer, back in last year, didn't fight. He got a lot of flack for it, particularly in his home state of New York. So they wanted a fight, but they found a fight that was worth fighting with talking about the Affordable Health Care Act. People were with them. Democrats were leading in the polls. We won big on Tuesday.
That's what it was for, right? It was for the election, right?
Well, I think we should have kept going. What I don't understand, and which I would love others to help me out understand, I don't understand why we caved so soon when the American people seemed to be on our side.
Because the election ended. You just said it. It was for the election.
Listen,
the election ended.
Man, Scott Jennings absolutely just grabbed this guy by the scruff of the neck and just threw him all over the room. This was like Hulk grabbing Loki and just going absolutely crazy on him. And that is exactly what we witnessed right there. And it is beautiful to see. And he was just trying to evade the questions from Scott Jennings so badly. It was absolutely hilarious. So, Republican strategist Scott Jennings cut through the noise of the shutdown debate when he challenged Dylan on CNN's News Tonight, pressing it with a pointed question that undercut Douglas's claim that Republicans were solely to blame for the crisis. And then he got absolutely obliterated. So this brings us to Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, who the Hollywood couple considered the segment unfair and exploitative, arguing their son was thrown into a heated partisan debate he was not prepared to handle, almost like he has been listening to a very specific worldview for many years probably at this point, and he was not ready to have that worldview challenged at all, and that is exactly what happened to him. Zeta-Jones allegedly vented to friends that CNN set Dylan up for failure, while Michael Douglas believes the network crossed a line. They crossed a line by having someone ask him a question. A hard question that he was not ready for by letting the exchange turn into an on-air humiliation. Nobody brought that humiliation on themselves except for your own son, Michael Douglas. Insiders say the couple is so outraged they intend to blacklist the whole network of CNN. Oh my gosh. Maybe you guys should stop just listening and watching CNN and actually expand your worldview a little bit and understand what other people believe and where they are coming from. And maybe your son wouldn't get completely destroyed, but I don't really expect anything else from you Hollywood celebrities. So with that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.